Okay, let's do this, double self. I just wanted to be able to have looking down, so that's why we're doing this. And good morning, future self. Good morning. Um, so one of the things I'm working on is legibility of machine learning applications and sort of building intuitions. How do we build intuitions about how black box systems work? And in that vein, oh, this is just floating around over here. In that vein, I wanted to focus on facial detection algorithms and the difference between the way that facial detection algorithms work in humans. I can see faces in like everything. And a facial detection algorithm that we use to do facial detection in cameras. So one of the ways I started doing this was drawing 7 billion majillion faces. I know how to speak English. And trying to sort of push the limits of, let's stand so that my face is not totes covered. Trying to push the limits of like what I could see a face in, and then running those same things through a facial detection DNN and playing with like how confident they were about seeing a face. So I've been playing with these melted crayon and oil pen, these oil pens, paint pens, on the front of the paper, and I'm using just like crappy printer paper, so it definitely bleeds through the color. The dye from the crayons bleeds through to the other side. So you can see here, it's like there's like a bunch of color on the other side, and so then playing with graphite on the other side. And these I feel like are much more recognizable as faces. Sometimes these ones are very recognizable. Like to me, this is totally a face. I'm not sure if everyone would always see a face, but the playing with sort of the materials of just making lots and lots of face drawings, and trying to understand sort of the way I recognize a face. Like this one is a good example. Oh, like if I didn't say this is a face and I didn't say it would like this is a face in the context of a project about faces, it's highly unlikely that I or anyone would really see a face in this. But once I give you the context of you are looking at a face, then it's much easier for your brain to be like, oh yeah, I see, maybe this is a nose, or that's a nose, maybe this is an eye, this is a chin and a head and some hair. So there's more, once I give you context for the thing, it's easier to see. And that's kind of how machine learning algorithms work too. Like they're not trained to just look for everything, anything all the time. They're very specialized pieces of software that are only told to look for a face. And the difference too being that like when we're changing mediums, so we're changing from like this highly colored crayon and oil paint to very desaturated and mostly graphite, with a little bit of color coming through the back. But I can see a face easily when transferring mediums, but that's actually really, really hard for an AI to do. So here's another one that looks very not like a face, but given the context of being a face, you might be able to see. Let's see, there's some more over here. We're just going to go through a few more of these. So I'm interested in two things. How I see, how the camera sees. Because, for example, the camera that I'm using right now to shoot this, like, it has been trained using an AI to track my face. You can see, like, as I move around, it tracks my face, right? So the idea that what it's looking at is a human through a particular kind of lens, right? Like, there's a relationship between those two things. And the lens is part of the medium of how this thing sees a face, whereas this is a very different medium of face. And there's less, humans have a high ability to transfer between mediums, and the AI have a very, very low ability to transfer between mediums. So yeah, that's what I'm playing around with right now. I'm going to turn this one off. Bloop. I also did the low confidence AI acne project where I did sort of like put acne all over faces where at the confidence level where an AI could see anything. And sort of trying to play with this tension between the malleability of human detection versus the sort of fragility of AI detection. So, good morning! Okay, so I'm hoping that this is activated. Now that I can't see the data being generated because the camera's facing the other way, and I can't see like the model they're applying to my face or what the outcome is. I guess before I was sort of manipulating my face intentionally to get all the different results to see what most brought those results out. Let's see. How am I feeling? Introspection. Is introspection an effective barometer of emotional state? Probably. Not sure what would be a more effective barometer. Let me see if oh no, there's plenty of light right here. I am tired, irritated, grumpy, confused and like worried about the future. Those are probably how I feel. Now none of those are the ingrained. None of those are the selected emotions available with this app. So I just want to see sort of how I actually am feeling is interfacing with the data. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try this again, this time without my glasses. I noticed a bunch in the last take that it gave the winky emoji when there was a light reflection on my glasses, and I do not feel that I am imbuing winky emoji sass. Interestingly, I got both the male and female glasses gender icon while using the app. So I'm not sure like how they're determining gender. I also noticed in the last pass that there was a lot of like fear. The fear bar came up a lot, which was interesting. I don't remember exactly how I got the fear bar to come up when I was doing the ham it up, look at the data, play around test. But yeah, still feeling generally awful. Generally upset. But I'm smiling. Interesting, doing this makes me think about what my face is doing more than I would normally. I definitely think that I smile and laugh off things that are upsetting to me, or at least try to. So test number 70,000. Future self. Steve fixed my wheelchair for me. A wheelchair I used to use all the time and haven't had to use a lot in a while, but we wanted to make sure that it was in working order. For example, when I was back on crutches last year, I should probably have been using the wheelchair instead because I fell many times when I was on those crutches. Can I put these butts in there? This is my size. Do I still know how to use? Well,
it's very squeaky at the moment, at least the be broken. It's so squeaky, they're so new.
Whoa. Okay, time for a human to stand behind me.
Oh, for
Put your
what?
hands on the handles, just to catch and make sure I don't fall too far.
Oh, okay, you're trying to do the wheelie.
Woo!
The question is, do you remember how to do a wheelie, a 360 wheelie?
No, I do not. I do remember how to use it though. It is loud.
I know, it just needs to be broken. I didn't realize me yesterday how it was so loud.
Hi, future self. Look, evidence that I left the house today to do new nails. Oh my gosh. They're so pretty. I'm growing them out so they will get long and amazing and I can get the most ridiculous manicures.